Hello, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Lakin. I'm sure most of y'all have heard about Black Lives Matter and critical race theory. They were the main talking points during the election year of 2020. What both of these movements tried to do was to bring awareness and change the systematic racism in America, but they both fell short of their goals. What ended up happening is they caused further division, finger-pointing, closed-mindedness, and a lack of compromise. People only saw the differences instead of the similarities we share. The great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "We may have all come from different ships, but we're all in the same boat now." In conclusion, that's a great summary of America. The reason this topic is so important to me is because I was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa. I, for too long, was ashamed and many times denied my origins. It's because I believed in the media's Africa, a poor continent with a lack of water, and so my Africa, a majestic, diverse community with beautiful people and scenery. It took me learning about my culture to appreciate all it has to offer, and that's what I want to share with you. Even here in Missouri State, one of the three pillars is culture competence, appreciating, engaging with, and understanding other cultures. If we all did that, just imagine the world we'd be living in. So for people who are not familiar with Black Lives Matter started in 2013 to respond to the murder of Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black man. The people protested and there was lots of outrage during the nights and through the cities. According to the official Black Lives Matter website, the organization was started by Elisa Garza, Patricia Kohlers, and Opa Tometi. These three women wanted the world to know that for all lives to matter, Black lives need to matter too. And I believe this is a claim that most people agreed with. But from 2013 to today, the movement has lost a lot of support and has lost a lot of communication. It's because the opposition feels like they're being attacked, feels like their culture is being attacked, and there's no more communication. There's people talking over each other, and there's a lot of fighting. And I don't want that. It's because I believe we're more than that. And so Black Lives Matter has tried to implement policies such as defund the police and critical race theory. According to the NAACP, critical race theory is the agenda that America is systematically racist, and that we need to teach its history, good and bad, to students across America. A lot of people disagree with this because they don't want kids growing up hating America. They believe America is not what the history shows, and people are talking over each other because they don't like what the other side's hearing. And I believe both sides want the best for America, but they have different ways of implementing it. And that's where the conversation ends. And I want conversation. I want education. I want people to learn about other cultures because I believe that's the solution to end the protest. So a few things about Africa that are very important and that I've misunderstood is our hair and is also our language. The reason our hair is so important is because businesses and institutions have tried to ban or restrict the way we present our hair. It's because they don't understand the science and the importance and the maintenance of our hair. It's because we take our hair very seriously. It is a part of us. It's a part of our culture. And people try to restrict that. And that's why there's been protests. And I don't want that. I want to educate people. So for my hair is very curly. My hair takes a lot of moisture, a lot of conditioning. And your hair might be opposite. Your hair may be straight. You may need to take away moisture, take away conditioning, take away the oil to keep your hair healthy. And that's okay because we're all different. So Africans have protective hairstyles. Protective hairstyles are meant to keep our hair protected from the outside environment, to keep our hair moisturized and keep our hair away from the dryness. So types of protective hairstyles are twist, braids, dreads, and there's other types. Those are supposed to lock in moisture, keep our hair coiled up so we don't have to worry about re-moisturizing our hair every time. And other ways Black African people protect their hair is through headwear, like nightcaps, do-rags, bonnets, etc. These are all meant to keep our hair protected so we don't have to keep reapplying moisture. We're not doing this for a trend. We're not doing this for a fashion. We're doing this because we have to, because our hair is important, and it takes a lot of maintenance. And if businesses that say that our hair is unprofessional and institutions like schools say our hair is a distraction knew that, just imagine the world we'd be in. We wouldn't have to worry about how our hair presents. Another thing that's important about African culture is our language, the way we speak to each other, the way we communicate. Because Africa may be a continent, but it's also a community. We're a family. Because I may refer to this stranger as a brother, and this stranger is a sister because they're our family, because that's what Africans are. We're our community of people. And a lot of people who are unfamiliar with that may be intimidated because they don't understand, because we are all family in Africa. Also, another thing about our language that's misunderstood is our accent. We may not speak the English you're familiar with, but that's the way we speak, and we can't change that. And if people could accept that, just imagine the world we'd be living in. It's because I want unity. I don't want protests. I don't want everything that's been happening in the world lately. I want people to get back together, a more perfect union, as the Constitution said. So if you could take a few things away from my presentation, it is that we may have different cultures, ethnics, and skin color, but that does not change the fact that we're all people. Our attributes don't describe us. The attributes don't define us, they only describe us. And if we all took time to learn about the person next to us and what makes them truly them, just imagine the world we'd be living in. That world does not have to be in the future. That world does not have to be in imagination. That world can be today. And I'd like to end with this final quote by Audre Lorde. It is not our differences that divide us. It's our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. I'd like to repeat this again. It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys listening.